Hi everyone, Drini here, and welcome to my channel. So I'm just hanging out here in the hangar, waiting for my Calico Guardian to arrive. While we're waiting for the imaginary ship that will never arrive, let's take a look at Star Atlas tokens, Polis and Atlas, just to see what's going on. So the good thing about the dumps is one, of course, better for me because there's a lot of content to talk about. But the other one is dumps provide a lot of teaching moments that will be very useful in your crypto journey. So what do I mean by that? One of the things about technical analysis is a lot of people have this misconception that they think we're just pulling things out of our ass because we call one pattern and it doesn't play out, and then they hold us accountable that why didn't this pattern play out? Like I mentioned in my previous video, it's also the YouTuber's fault. It's because for them, they don't really communicate it properly. So the first thing to understand about the markets is, again, it is always at a constant state of flux, meaning one structure can lead to another structure if particular scenarios happen. This should be mapped out by whoever you're following because it provides a lot of teaching opportunities and it provides flexibility in terms of how you adapt to the different situations that may occur. What's a good example of this? In the previous Polis video, so we were forming cup and handles right here back when the price was hovering around here. So there was high likelihood at that time that we were going to continue moving forward if we break a particular neckline right here. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So the breakout did not happen and we continued down. So when that type of situation happens, you have to invalidate your structure. So for example, this cup and handle is now invalidated and we have to move on to the next structure. So from November 2 to November 10, we had a new structure forming because of this price breakdown, which was a double M-top pattern. So with double M-top patterns, you now have this neckline that was forming. The key thing about the double M-top pattern is once you form that neckline, if you break that neckline to the downside, then you have a technical target of the height of the tallest head, which is around here. So we now had a technical target of $6.88. The initial wick down almost hit $6.88. Then it went on a relief rally, got rejected because of another Bitcoin and crypto dump. And look at where we went to. So we wicked all the way down to around $6.65. So what do you do when this type of situation happens? Once again, you validate or invalidate structures, meaning this technical target of $6.88 is validated now. This double M top pattern is validated and we can move on from here. So this is what I mean by the analysis is ongoing and ever changing. It is never static. It is not I call one scenario and it has to play out, and then if it plays out, then I feel very good about it or brag about it over the internet. That's not how it works. It's always pattern, validate or invalidate, pattern, validate or invalidate, and we move on and we move on. So when dumps happen, the key mindset that I would like everyone to have here is there is no point trying to find why the dumps happened because you will really get nowhere. It's an unanswerable question. You can have 10 million things that can pop up. You can confirm your confirmation bias by Googling bad news about particular cryptos or particular industries and try to match it to the particular dump. But again, what's the point? There is no actionability on that one. Instead, when dumps happen, it is much more important to ask yourself this question. Why did price fall to particular levels? Because this is where you start to understand the chart that you're looking at. You're starting to understand how this particular crypto is traded. And from there, you can map out scenarios in the future. So what do I mean by that? So let's take this recent dump as an example of trying to understand Polis and why this is the case. So earlier, we already mapped out the technical target. So that's one potential reason why price really had a destination of around here. But what else can we see? The initial dump right here, for example, why did it stop at around these levels? That is because this was a key support structure from previous sell-offs. So because this was a key structure that formed to the left, then as a reference, when traders and investors are doing their sell-offs to either accumulate profits or sell at a loss or stop gaps or whatever, then they would refer to the nearest structure to the left. They found that there's a strong support right here, and that's why you have stop gaps right here. So once the rally happened, you got rejected. Why did it wick down all the way here? Once again, look to the left, because the last time it happened, you had this swing low as the key level that it was hovering at. So around here. So this was the previous swing low of the price action, and that is why it wicked around here. I have a feeling that the Polish price really wanted to test these levels, but because it already met the technical target of the double M top earlier, it probably just shot back up because the traders knew that there is higher risk to test the levels below right here, and there is more advantage to just buy from this level onwards. Now, the other question is, why did it close at this level? Once again, look to the left. This is because it is the key support area that we have been testing for the longest time now. So we're around here. And this is exactly the reason why when a dump happens, typically things calm down a little bit, because as consolidation happens, that tends to be the general behavior of the market. You have a massive dump and then things calm down for the next leg up or down. So what do we do now? How do we move forward? The key thing for Polis over the short term is it has to hold this level of support right here at around $7.32. What we want to happen is, ideally, we would like to eventually rally from here, and the EMAs will slowly catch up so that we can form a double bottom. So if we form a double bottom right here, so this would be a bullish case for Polis, because eventually the EMAs will go lower, we would break from the EMAs and eventually catch up to the neckline, but we only validate this double bottom right here if we break out of the neckline, which is currently at $8.49, and continue with our journey moving forward. So that's Polis. What about Atlas? So for Atlas, once again, ask the same question. When dumps happen, why did the price fall to these levels, and why did the price not fall any lower than this? So this is where we start to see what structures were forming. From November 10 onwards, once the initial dump happened to try to break structure, and once it actually broke this uptrend structure, it started to form what we call a descending triangle. So a descending triangle looks like this, where price is coiling up right here. And with descending triangles, it is generally a bearish structure, but it does not always go bearish all the time. When breakouts happen, you have technical targets to the upside and technical targets to the downside. So when we formed a descending triangle right here, price actually wanted to break out, so we tried breaking out, but unfortunately we have what we call a throwback right here. So you have a breakout, throwback, come back to the pattern, breakout, but unfortunately we got thrown back into this pattern. And once we lost the support level of 16 cents, that's when we went all the way down. Now, why did it stop around here? There are two reasons. The first one is, when you have a descending triangle, you have a technical target of the height of the triangle right here. So when you had that at around 14 cents, look at where the price wicked to before the continuation to the upside. It was where the technical target was located. The other reason why you have this wick right here is, once again, look to the left. The key support structures were found here. And investors and traders know that. So there is much higher risk to try to break the structure, because you're going to lose money trying to short sell it when people know that this is a good buying opportunity. And they've been snapping up Atlas when it was falling on these levels. So same question for Atlas. What do we do moving forward? Now that we have broken the descending triangle structure, the next step is really to hold the support level at around here, at around 14 cents. So the ideal scenario is to rally around here, wait for and break the EMAs to the upside. So the EMAs will probably consolidate around like that. You want to break here and start back testing it as support, because what you're going to do here is you're going to form an eventual cup around here. and potentially backtest things as support, and then you form the handle. And once you break out of the trend line for the second time or the first time, then you know that we are good for continuation. So the current neckline, if you're curious, is roughly around 16.9 cents. So eventually, this is the price line that we have to break because that will confirm that we have formed the cup. If we consolidate after meeting this neckline as resistance, then we consolidate, form the handle, eventually break out of this 16.9 cents, and continue our way forward. And that's it. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell so you receive more updates. If you also like me to talk about other gaming cryptos, just leave it down in the comments below and I'll look at it in the future. Until then, take care everyone. Bye bye.